Hey there, Janae with Palin Projects here, and in this video we are going to be taking out a tree that is since dead and replacing it with an autumn blaze maple. I'm gonna go show you why the tree is dead and kind of walk you through what I think happened to it. But let's go outside. It is rather chilly out there. It's been snowing on and off, so that's why I'm starting inside today, but let's go outside and I'll show you the tree. So you can see where on the tree it's kind of starting to break. And then these were the buds last year that I thought were going to bring the tree back, or that it was alive, and it wasn't. So we're gonna dig this bad boy out and replace it. that I just planted is called an Autumn Blaze maple. There's the picture of it. It's an attractive rich green foliage, develops a striking orange-red fall color that persists longer than other maples. Rapid growth will form a dense oval shape, and once established will tolerate a variety of conditions. So the size, it should grow 50 to 60 feet tall and 40 feet wide. It's zone 4 through 7, drought tolerant, and it likes moist locations. So I do have my brown drip tubing, 2 rows of that running, one in front, one in back. And then I have an emitter, I believe it's a 2 gallon per hour emitter, straight to the root ball itself. So I have a nice wide water coverage for the roots on this tree. I did get this as a bare root tree, and what that means is it's not balled or burlapped or basically in a pot. So you could see its roots when I put it in the ground. I used biotone starter fertilizer. I applied that generously to the bottom of the hole, and then I made sure that the hole was filled with water. And then we put the tree in, made sure that the hole was big enough to accommodate all of the roots. You don't want to bend any of the roots or you know, force them in certain directions. You just want the hole big enough so that they can lie flat, is the best way to plant bare root plants. I do have 7 more trees that I'm going to plant bare root style, or they are bare root. So I'm going to plant them similar to this. So lots more to come on that front. I do have some bare root right there, bare root raspberries, and then strawberries as well. So lots more coming on the bare root category, and hopefully it helps you guys. The reason why I'm choosing to go bare root is because A, it's cheaper, and B, when I took a class, I was told from a gentleman who was very well educated in planting and agriculture. He actually preferred bare root. He felt that the plants themselves didn't shock as bad, and they just grew stronger. So, you know, in both cases, I think that's probably you know, it's a win-win kind of. Bare root is a little bit more of a skill to plant, but at the same time, I choose the planting depth. On the tree itself, you can see that there's a little notch at the bottom. I'll go and I'll take you guys over there and show you exactly what I'm talking about, but you want to make sure that that notch is above ground. It's better for that notch to be too far above ground than below ground. And I think that's what happened with the other tree. I actually got the 3 trees in the back row as potted trees late one fall. And I think that tree was severely root bound, and when I pulled it up, I could actually see the roots twirling. I did break up the root system a little bit, but I must not have broke it up enough, or the dirt inside the pot was covering the root boundness, which is another reason why I like bare root stock. I can see the roots, I can see what they're doing. They're not confined to a pot. And then those were a few of the first trees that I planted 3 or 4 years ago now. And honestly, I don't think I quite knew what I was looking for or knew what I was doing. I figured, you know, the pot or the tree that the pot was in was the correct height from the nursery, and I don't know. I don't think that was necessarily the case. I did have that knot above ground, but I don't think it was high enough above ground. But I did plant it at the pot level. So where that tree was planted in that pot, I planted it at the same level. I just don't think that that tree was planted correctly in that pot. So that's another one of the reasons why I'm choosing to go bare rootstock and choose my planting height for that knot in that tree, so that I can choose that instead of someone else choosing it, or you know, getting a root bound tree or something like that. I'm sure it's not the case in many nurseries, but also price is a factor. So that is an 1.5 inch tree, 1.25 inches. It's 1.25 inches, so the base of the tree is 1.25 inches. I did spend extra. They had 1.25 inches and they had 3/4 of an inch stemmed trees. I did spend, it was like $15 extra to get the extra 1/2 inch on the tree. So we'll see how well it does. I wanted the bigger tree to be a little more established and to have a little bit more of a wow factor rather than having to wait years on end for it to get to this stage. So it is the beginning of April right now. We don't have our drip system on. We aren't getting much moisture right now either. So every couple of days I probably will string the hose out and make sure that this tree is watered in along with the other stuff that I plant in the coming weeks on just a regular basis. I want to make sure that those roots have a nice environment to grow nice and strong, to repair themselves, and to provide for this tree as well. So like I did say, I did provide Biotone starter fertilizer in the hole when we first put the tree in, and then I top dressed with compost. So I filled the hole back in, made sure that I was tapping the dirt around the roots and making sure that there weren't any holes. And then I came back in with a full compost mixture that I get from a local dirt business here in my area, and I top dressed with that, and then I made a little ring to capture water. Like I said, I do have 2 drip hoses running front and back, so it'll get plenty of moisture out into those longer roots, but I wanted to make sure that in the drip system of the canopy, or not the drip system, but like the drip area of the canopy, that there was a well so that it'll capture and hold water and moisture a little bit better. The compost will also do that. It acts as just like a holder of water, and just it makes sure that the tree will stay nice and moist in between watering, so I won't necessarily have to water as much. But I do feel like hopefully I'm giving this tree the best possible avenue of growth and ability to root in and become a nice tree for us, because it'll be just a beautiful statement piece up against my lace leaf elderberry as well. So I have that nice black foliage that happens all through spring, summer, and fall. In the spring, if you don't cut the lace leaf back, it will bloom. It blooms on old wood, but it has that nice dark foliage. And then can you imagine like this red? Like, oh my goodness. It's going to be gorgeous. And then with my hydrangea to the right of it, it's just going to look beautiful with those giant white and pink snowballs on that hydrangea. I am just very much looking forward to having a new tree in this area and not something dead that I have to stare at day in and day out. I can't wait for it to leaf out. I can't wait for it to grow and just be this beautiful statement piece in my backyard. So let's go take a look at the tree right now and give you one final view of it and kind of give you a rough look at the size of it. Here you can see the little knot that I was talking about, the graft point. So it is a couple inches above the soil level, which is good, but that is where on bare root stock and basically any tree, you want to make sure that it is planted above soil so that your tree doesn't get moisture and isn't rotting from that point. From this point of view, you can see the circle that I made. Ooh, and it might be a little windy, I'm sorry. The circle that I made, and then the drip tubing that I put as well, and then here's how big the tree is. Woo! Okay, so there's the top of it. Let's get it a little lighter. So there's the tree in its full glory. I am so excited for it. It is actually set to snow tonight, but if you have any comments about how to plant bare root stock, want any guidelines or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment below, and we will see you in the next project. Trust me, I have many more projects planned in the next couple of weeks, so stick around. Thanks guys, bye.